Good morning or afternoon, depending on whenever you're reviewing this. Um, I'm James Foster. I'm a 22-year veteran with the Florida Department of Corrections as a captain. Um, Making my video story to talk about the material and how the material personally affected me. First off, I'd like to say I I gained some good insight from reading the material and a good understanding from reading the material um, with police policy, far as community policing, um, uh, data policing, um, those types of things, the different tasks and techniques that are used and deployed throughout the communities. Um, what I found is that all of them have value or appear to have value depending on the need or the location, what's going on in the area. And the other subject material, um, what I found is all it basically talks about is the origin of policing and the reason for policing, and in short, doing the right thing when it comes to policing. But it talks about how policing initially didn't have the right intent when it came out, and then it starts shifting towards having the right intent. But with anything, people, if people don't have the right intent in doing the job, then you can have all the policies, all the rules that you want if they're not being enforced properly. And we're seeing some of that today in society with what's going on in the street. There are good police and there are bad police, and the line is blurred. How this material personally affects me is, even though I'm not in the law enforcement as far as out in the street policing per se, in corrections, we police every day. Because the prison setting or the prison itself, especially in the state of Florida, is no different than a large community. It's just a microcosm. It's a smaller community. Everything that's outside is in there. They have a restaurant, which is a cafeteria. They have church, which is the chapel. They have education. They have schools. They have all the things inside. They have a medical department. They have we hold court if they get in trouble. We hold court. We have a jail in there, which is confinement. In there, we're the police, and we deploy some of the tactics that we see in the book. We don't label them as they're labeled in the book, but we use the data at different prisons to decide what type of staffing levels we're going to use there, what type of techniques we're going to deploy there. For example, some of the institutions, my institution in particular, Sumter Correctional, receive tasers. Not all institutions have tasers. And when that was initially done, it was done based upon the data, the uses of forces, the type of inmate that we had there. We go out and we also communicate with the inmates. We don't just warehouse them. We talk to the inmates when we are doing our rounds or patrols, if you want to look at it that way, but we have to do rounds in the dorms, checks every half hour, every hour. So we communicate with them. Some of them talk to us, some of them don't, just like in the community. So all the material to me personally is relatable on the job that I do inside the prison on a daily or a nightly basis. I worked last night, so I'm just getting off. And I try every day to do the right thing and have my staff do the right thing. Basically, I mean that's pretty much all I got as far as the personal relatable. I mean, the material was very, 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 very gave. I wish that a lot of the public could get an idea, could see this material, so they could understand how the job is done and why the job is done that way. I think they would get a better insight to policing and the reason for police being there. You know, because a lot of police are getting a bad rep. But that's all I have. I want to say thank you for watching the video. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.